Hello, I am Mal, and welcome to XCOM The Long War. So this is kind of a special episode. I'm not even sure exactly how long it's going to be, and I'll likely put this episode out with another one in the same day, so we still see some action against the aliens. But this episode's actually going to focus on all of these promotions that I have. I think there's, 20 or something. Anyway, let's get to it. I've already assigned people to these, so I'm going to say who they are and then what class, obviously, we'll be promoting them to. So let's get to it. Now, the reason we have all these promotions at the same time is because I am using that virtual reality training mod, which is in the description of this video along with all the other modifications I'm using for this campaign. Now, what it does is it slowly adds a little bit of experience, and that experience ramps up based on how many officer training school upgrades you have. Now, I only have like two upgrades. So I think that at this point, the recruits, well, actually everyone, but obviously the biggest impact is on the recruits, get like 12 experience a day. So over time, that's added up. So all of these people, look at all these. Yeah, we have all of these promotions to do. Okay, so what was the criteria for the promotions? Well, because I know I'm going to get that question. There was a couple things. Now, first off, if you're not added in this batch, I'm going to continue to add new soldiers. They'll continue to get experience from training even when they're not out on missions, and eventually they will be promoted, and I will try to add everyone. And I think I've said this before earlier in their campaign. I was a little bit overwhelmed and happy, but there's close to like 200 people that have signed up at this point. And realistically, I won't get 200 soldiers, but I'm going to do my very best. So back to, what's the criteria? Well, first off, what did someone ask for? If somebody was adamant that they wanted to be a certain class, and I don't need that class, or I don't need that class right now, then you might not have been in this batch. Also, when did people sign up? That's a factor. Not a big one, but it's a factor. The third is, had you been in a previous campaign? That is a factor. And obviously, if you're a subscriber, also a factor. And then, quite frankly, some people that I've known for quite some time that have been very supportive of the channel, and they interact with me in the comments, and they make the campaign really fun for me. I'm going to prioritize those people because they're kind of a known quantity. So if you want to increase your odds, based on that information, you do what you will, I guess. Okay, so let's see. In no particular order. Now, what I've done too is on some of these, I've changed the names slightly, and hopefully you're okay with that. And I maybe changed them because of like the, you're female instead of male, things like that. Okay, so let's start here. We've got Benji, and Benji Poner is actually going to be a medic. Yep. So I hope he's okay with that. There we go. Nice. Look at that. 49 will, 15 mobility. This is going to be a really good soldier. Yeah. 65 aim too. I'm liking that in beta 15. That the medics aren't just like walking med kits, which I know that the devs purposefully were trying to change that, right? They didn't want them to just be medkit people. They wanted them to actually be able to participate in the combat, and hey, with these stats, definitely be able to. Okay, next, let's see. Here we go. We've got Ursus. Okay, and Ursus is going to be a gunner, actually a rapid fire gunner. Now, I got this question in the comments a couple times, and I think I have explained the criteria of how I do my gunners, but let me be more what am I looking for? More specific? Yeah, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so let's grab our gunner. There we go. Okay, so first thing I look at for gunners are not their aim so much, but primarily their mobility and their health. So if you have, like this person does, right? Ursus has 14 mobility. Generally speaking, if I'm going to build someone as a rapid fire gunner using a saw instead of an LMG weapon, then I want 13 mobility or higher, generally speaking. So these are really good stats for this. I also want 4 or 5 base health because a rapid fire gunner is going to be closer to the conflict. Whereas with an LMG gunner, not unlike a sniper, has less chance of getting shot at because they have limited squad sight and therefore could have lower health. In which case I might prioritize aim for those particular gunners. But I generally have 2 kinds of builds. The first is obviously, yes, suppression. You have to take that. That's the baseline perk. But then for a rapid fire gunner, I generally will go hollow targeting. Then when you drop down a level, I'll take heat ammo, right? So rapid fire heat gunners. And the thought process being I want, like if a cyber disc or something like that shows up, I want a heat gunner to be able to, or a mechtoid, I want them to be able to move the same turn that they're encountered and start doing some damage on them. And heat ammo, even though it's only 50% now, it's still a lot. And really, especially the early conflict, and I'm a little worried about it because I don't have enough gunners at this point. The early conflicts with mechanicals, cyber discs, even drones later on could be problematic because of all the DR. And obviously, you got to be prepared for sectopods and things like that. And this becomes a big issue. So you do need some really solid rapid fire gunners that can move quickly, set up, and get some shots in. So that's what people like Ursus, who are going to be rapid fire gunners, will have. So it'll be hollow targeting, then heat, then on the next level, executioner. Maybe, I don't know, maybe ranger. I keep kind of going back and forth with that about the +1 damage. I think executioner is probably better for them though, still. And then on this line, which is considered sort of the class-defining line, you've got double tap, you've got ready for anything, and rapid fire. Ready for anything really never becomes an issue for me because I don't build Overwatch gunners. Now, I might experiment with one in this campaign, but generally what will happen is I'll have 2 types of gunners. This rapid fire gunner that I'm talking about with heat ammo, obviously is going to have rapid fire. Then on the next level, you've got a choice between danger zone, platform stability, and resilience. For a rapid fire gunner, resilience makes a lot of sense because they're going to be forward towards the enemy, typically dangerous enemies, and being immune to critical hits makes a lot of sense. So then you drop down to the last level, you've got extra conditioning, sentinel, or mayhem. +2 damage when suppressing, that's all well and good. +2 damage for standard or rapid fire shots. That's really nice. That's new. So I don't know, maybe mayhem, but I really like extra conditioning. I mean, look at that. +4 aim, +4 will, and +1 mobility. The mobility piece can be a really big deal. And then in this campaign, since I took +1 mobility as my starting bonus, and the whole concept is about having a quick team that can flank, I don't know, by the time I get to this line, I don't know, it'll be between mayhem and extra conditioning, and I'm not sure which way I'll go. In the past, I would go for extra conditioning. Now, if I'm doing the other gunner type, okay, let's say he had a 12 mobility and, I don't know, 3 health or something like that, then it would look something like this. Hollow targeting, then shredder, then executioner, then double tap. So therefore, you're going to be applying both hollow targeting, so +10 aim for the rest of the team to hit, and you're going to shred it. 2 separate targets. That's really, really helpful, particularly if you're fighting some tough opponents. Then you go down a level, then it's between platform stability and danger zone, probably platform stability. And then we drop down a level, most likely mayhem. Okay, so that would be the LMG, the limited squad sight based gunner. And then I already explained the rapid fire gunner, so I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. Alright, let's see. So that was Ursus, he's done. Who's next? Let's see. There's a bunch of them. Okay, Andy G. Where are you on my list here? Okay. Andy G is going to be an engineer. Desperately need more of those. There we go. Now, how will I build out this engineer? Well, with this mobility, this is probably going to be like a utility engineer. I don't like the low health, but I need the mobility. So likely what I'll do here, I'll probably actually take smoke grenade, smoke and mirrors, repair, and then battle scanner, pack master, and then probably bombard. That's likely to be the way I'll deal with this particular engineer. Okay, next. Kyle Gramm. Yeah, well, but based on the outfit, you can probably guess what Kyle's gonna be. But I changed my mind. Let's see, hold on. What was I gonna do with Kyle? No, actually I was gonna make him a medic. Yep. So let me do that real quick. It'll be another one of those combat medic types. Especially with 41 will. Yeah, I've got several good candidates for Psi operators in this campaign, which makes me happy. That question's come up a lot too, which is, you know, Mal, are you going to have a lot of mechs like you did in the last campaign? And the answer to that is no. And partly that's because they're not that great now. That's one reason. Secondly is because been there, done that. And then third, they just cost so much. I mean, just to field a couple of mech troopers, like have like 2 suits, is exorbitantly expensive, and in my opinion, probably better served at this point with the way Long War is in having enhanced troops, right? So having a lot of gene mods and using psionics to counter difficult targets like heavy floaters as an example. You know, people with psionics and people with high will that can carry mimic beacons can pretty much counter mutons, floaters, heavy floaters, even muton elites to some degree. So I don't really need, in my mind, I don't think the need for mechs, especially since they're not as strong as they were, I just don't see them being worth it. Okay, so next we've got Caden Walker, and let's see. Caden had requested to be an infantry person, but I've got a bunch of infantry at this point, so I'm doing what I hope is going to be the next best thing, and that he's going to be okay with that, and these are solid stats for this, so we're actually going to make you an infantryman. Yep. So there you go. Okay, who's next? Oh, okay. Gildarina. And she's actually going to be a medic, right? She's got the right outfit. Wow, 48 will. Yep. And decent aim. Gotta like that. Okay, next. And I'm actually thinking about, with medics, you know, having a few medic officers, actually. Yeah, not all infantry ones, like I had thought originally. Okay, let's see. Cat. What are we making you here, Cat? What are you gonna be? I've got this long list here. Give me a second. There we go. You're gonna be a gunner. Yep. So, based on these stats with a 12 mobility, Cat's gonna be a shredder double tap gunner, right? That's what she'll end up being. Okay. Next. Ulrich, not to be confused with Wolfric. Different guy. Different character. Okay. Ulrich. Alright, you, my friend, are going to be a scout. Now, unfortunately, I have quite a few scouts with low health, and, you know, you really don't want that, but when you look at things like 15 mobility and +5 natural defense, all of a sudden, it doesn't seem like a bad choice, even with the low health. So, we'll be going with Scout, 16 mobility, 7 natural defense. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. Next, we've got Patty Brine, and Patty, what are you gonna be? Ah, also a scout. Okay. Yeah, again, low health, but really good mobility, decent aim. Not so great on the defense, unfortunately, but high will, so that'll come in handy. There we go. Now the deficit's only -2. Not bad. Oh, and the health went up. Great. Okay, so that worked out. Good. You know, you have a certain amount of chance to get additional HP when you level up, so she got lucky. Or I got lucky, depending on how you want to look at it. Okay, Joanna Johnson. That's right. Another scout. They're coming out of the woodwork, people. Okay, that'll work. 4 base health, 15 mobility, 42 will, 66 aim. That's nice. It's really nice. Okay, next, Sara Montgomery. Now, Sara, you're not going to be a scout, are you? You're going to be something else, right? Where's that at? Where are you at? Here we go. Alright, so Joshua, this is your character. So, you know, changed up the name, obviously, because Joshua Montgomery wouldn't make much sense for a lady. Okay, and wanted to be an assault. Very good assault stats. Actually, very good stats just in general, but pretty awesome sauce for an assault. Nice. Yeah, that'll work. And you actually want, I know this sounds silly, but you actually want is negative, you know, if you can get a -5 defense on your assault, especially if you're going to build them as a biotank, then do that. You know, I see this a lot when I'm reading on forums and stuff like that. Oh, you know, get you know, down here, get tactical sense and make sure they have really solid defense to start off and all that. And I'm like, what? No, you don't want that, because if a soldier is going to get shot, you probably want it to be your assault, because generally they're going to have the biggest health pool, especially if you build them as a biotank. So don't make that mistake. Like tactical sense, you don't ever want to give tactical sense to an assault. You know, and negative defense but high base health, that's what you're looking for. That's what you want. So yeah, just food for thought, folks. I do what I can. I do what I can to spread the knowledge, to spread it around like jam on a cracker. Okay, let's see. Now we've got oh, right, Mr. Wilson, aka the Wilson. That's right. Okay, so Wilson, what the heck did you want to be, buddy? I have it written down here. Yeah, I don't have these in any order on my list, so yeah, you guys have to deal with that, sorry. Took me about 2 hours, by the way, to look at the subscriber soldier list and put this together. At least I didn't have you sit through that part, right? Okay, so let's see. Wilson, what are you going to be, buddy? Oh, that's right, he wanted to be an engineer, and he wants to be like, you know, crazy Russian and stun 'em guy. Okay, well, with a 5 base health and 15 mobility, you're well suited to that task. So he'll definitely be support type engineer, not blow stuff up engineer. So probably go the smoke and mirrors, repair route with him, most likely. Heat ammo. That's kind of an interesting choice that you can get on engineers now, heat ammo. Of course, there's also other ways to apply it. You can get special ammo for assaults to carry. You can get a small item for shivs to carry to apply heat. So, you know, there's different ways to do it. Oh no, I'm thinking of, for the assaults, I'm actually thinking of shred. Yeah, so I guess there's just not that many sources of heat ammo. Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I may have to think about that. His aim's decent. We'll see. Okay, next. Robert Kerrigan. What did you want to be? Oh, surprise, surprise. You wanted to be a sniper. And the reason I'm saying that is because out of, like, I can't tell you how many people, I mean, it's a ridiculous number of people that wanted to be snipers. I don't know what's so cool about the snipers, but everybody wanted to be a sniper. And in his case, he's actually going to get to be one. Now, his aim is not so hot. No, it's not. However, he's going to be a snapshot sniper, so it'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. He'll make up the deficit that he started on, and the other stats are pretty good for it. Good mobility, nice natural defense, solid will, so it'll work out. Trust me, trust me. Okay, next we've got Mac. And Mac, what did you want to be? What did you want to be when you grow up, Mac? An astronaut? Nope, you got drafted into XCOM, dude, so it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. Okay, so let's see. You are also going to be an engineer. Yep. He's got awesome stats for this, too. Yep, high base health, good mobility, solid will, yeah. And there you go. Oh, nice, 6 health. That's awesome. You gotta like a specialist with 8 health just wearing attack armor. It's pretty nice. Okay, I like that. Okay, next, Jamie. What did you want to be, Jamie? Oh, right. Jamie wanted to be a sniper, so sniper it's gonna be. 67, that'll work. That's not bad. That's not bad. You might be able to be a precision sniper. I don't need a bunch of snapshot snipers, so you know, I'll probably make you into precision shot. Okay, next. Thomas Wolfe. Okay, let's see. What did you want to be, Thomas? I don't know, because I can't find you on my list. There you are. That's right. Infantry in the house. I'm really loving the infantry, if you haven't noticed. I've got a bunch on the roster now, and they're doing really well. I like them because of the, they're flexible. You can, take a shot and hunker down, or, throw a grenade and then hunker down, or shoot, or what have you. I like that a lot. It provides a lot of flexibility. So they might not have necessarily the raw damage of a gunner. Then again, they also have better aim progression. So they usually hit. So that's a plus, right? Okay, so there's Thomas. Next. Nemo, this is your character. You'll recognize the last name. I changed the first name because it is a lady. So hopefully you're okay with that. And if you're not, then, okay. You can yell at me later. Okay, let's see. You wanted to be an assault. These are very good assault stats. Just about perfect. I wish the defense was negative, but other than that, yeah, 8 health right out of the gate. 35 will, 14 mobility. Yeah, that'll work. And it's good that I have a lot of assaults on the roster, as you can see here. Stats at the top changing. So now I have 6. I think that's the last assault out of this batch. But assaults, especially my assaults, tend to get beat up, so the more the merrier. Okay, we've got a couple more promotions here. Helen. Okay, so Heath, this is your character, buddy. Changed it again. This is, to match gender. Okay, so what did you want to be? Oh, sniper. Okay. And this will be a this won't be a snapshot. This will be a precision shot. Sniper. There we go. 70 aim at specialist rank. That's what you want to see for a traditional sniper build. So when I say precision shot or snapshot, the way that you would build for me, we'll go through a precision shot sniper first. So we drop down a level. You've got Lone Wolf, you've got Deadeye, and you've got low profile. A precision shot sniper is generally going to be far back. So unless you're going to build them with late game in mind, where you have flying armor and stuff like that, they're going to be very far away from the team, then this Lone Wolf doesn't necessarily apply. It's okay. And then as far as low profile goes, if you're really far back, unless you're going to use rooftops and grapple up to rooftops earlier in the campaign with your snipers, and you want to make sure they're safer up there, then I think low profile makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, not so much, unless you're specifically going to do that, because later on it's not going to help you that much. Because if you're flying in the air, low profile is not going to make any difference, right? So it's really ultimately a choice between Deadeye and Lone Wolf. So Lone Wolf gives you a +10 aim and +10 crit if you're not within 7 tiles. You can do that. And on lower difficulties, I would say, hey, go ahead and go for it, no problem. On higher difficulties, with seekers and things that are going to go, or floaters that are going to use, the flight ability and whatnot, it's dangerous for your sniper to be isolated, and I don't recommend them being that far back away from the group. So Lone Wolf is just, for me, is not idyllic. So Deadeye becomes probably the choice of either sniper type. +15 aim against flying targets, especially when you talk about mid and late game enemies, heavy floaters specifically. There's heavy floater leaders with tactical sense and flying, and I mean, they're just ridiculously hard to hit. As a matter of fact, a high-end precision shot sniper with steady weapon up still will have a hard time hitting some of those leaders. So, Deadeye, definitely. Okay, next level down, this is the class defining one. So you have disabling shot, precision shot, and snapshot. Now, disabling shot is nice if you've got a hard target that you need to take down, or you need to keep them out for a turn. Sectopods come to mind. But quite frankly, building a whole character around disabling shot, I used to do it, but not anymore. I basically never take this. Yeah, I just don't. Now, there is a arc rifle. There's been changes in beta 15, and I think it can be carried by, I'll have to look it up, engineers and medics, I think. So there's a possibility that I might have somebody use an arc rifle to give me some disabling capability, but not as a core perk. So then it's simply a choice between precision shot or snapshot, and this changes what type of sniper it is. So we're continuing with precision shot sniper build here, so it's going to be squad sight, deadeye, precision shot. You drop down a level, then you've got a choice between ranger, which now gives +1 damage to primary weapons, and it negates sidearms. So that's pretty cool, but not as good as sharpshooter. +10 critical in all situations, and +10 aim for enemies in full cover. Precision shot snipers are based around getting crit, so sharpshooter makes the most sense. You drop down a level, then you've got executioner, vital point targeting, and platform stability. The only bad thing about this level is there's not a bad pick. Yeah, you could make an argument for any of these. But I would say that base damage, because all the multipliers are off of that, scales better than these others. Because executioner, while good, is still situational. And platform stability is good for a precision shot sniper. +10 aim and +10 crit if you haven't moved. Well, generally they're not going to move. So what I would tell you is you really can't go wrong when you're building a precision shot sniper between vital point targeting and platform stability. Either one of these is excellent. I tend to lean, I think, at this point towards vital point targeting because, like I said, the base damage scales better when you get into the late game. This platform stability is actually better all the way up to the end game because actually hitting the target is the problem, right? So this helps you with that. And it's still good. It's still good, but I think VPT is better once you get to the end game. Okay, next we've got tactical sense, which, okay, you know, if you need tactical sense on your snipers, then you're doing something wrong. Then you've got bring them on and lock and load. For a precision shot sniper, in my opinion, on this particular tier, there's only one choice, and that's bring them on, right? Because this will give you additional damage on crit hits up to a bonus 6. Yeah, that's the way you're going to want to go. And then we drop down to the last one, and you've got confers +2 damage to blah, 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 blah. What else does this do? +4 damage for snipers and long rifles. Okay, well, that's pretty significant. So if you just want to shoot once and take it down, that's awesome. +4 damage is huge. However, you've got double tap, so fire twice every other turn, or in the zone. Now that's for a snapshot sniper. So really for precision shot sniper, it's a choice between mayhem and double tap. Okay, so why would you take one or the other? Well, double tap gives you flexibility, so don't forget about that. And then the overall damage is going to be higher with a double tap sniper, okay? However, why would you ever want to take mayhem? Well, off the top of my head, if you've got Gauss weapons and you've got a Gauss long rifle, which is heat enabled, remember that. So it has heat damage on it. The rifle provides the perk, essentially, right? When you're talking about taking down really tough mechanical targets, you want to hit them as hard as possible. And if you can hit them really, really hard in a single shot, I could see mayhem being awesome for that setup. So do you want to have a few snipers that are set up this way? Yeah, maybe. And that's one situation I can think of where it would be nice to be able to shoot and kill something. Because if you did enough damage with a crit, you know, you could have a gunner light it up real quick, your heat gunner, right? And hopefully put a dent in it, and then bam, shoot with your sniper and goodbye whatever the heck it is. I could see that being quite valuable. So just food for thought. Now, the Snapshot Sniper is a little bit simpler. It would obviously starts with squad sight, then you drop down, and with this one, you could make an argument that low profile would come in handy for a Snapshot Sniper, since they will be moving closer to the action, especially if you give the Snapshot Sniper a strike rifle, you know, instead of, well, I guess you don't have to because you're going to have the snapshot, so you don't need a strike rifle, what am I saying? But if you're going to move closer to the action, low profile makes sense. So for me, it would be between these two. I would still lean toward Deadeye because I think it's that good, but low profile makes sense too. You drop down a level, you're obviously going to grab Snapshot, which removes the firing restriction. Drop down again, then you've got a choice between Damn Good Ground, Ranger, and Sharpshooter. People are going to say, well, you should take Ranger because, you know, you're probably going to have to use your sidearm, la la la. Again, if you have to use your sidearm with your sniper, you're probably doing something wrong. So while the +1 base damage is nice, don't pick this just for the sidearm thing. It's just so situational. You're not going to use it that often. Unless you're going to have them help with captures, which I guess technically you could, because you need people with lower end weapons, sidearms, to help whittle aliens down when you're going for captures. Okay, fine. But I still think the strongest choice here of the three is Sharpshooter. You drop down again, and then you've got a choice between Executioner, Vital Point Targeting, and Platform Stability. Right off the bat, Platform Stability is a no-go, because you're going to have a costly action, because you're going to be moving, most likely. So forget that. So then it's VPT or Executioner. I think this makes sense, actually. I think it makes sense to take Executioner here, and I'll tell you why. Because ultimately, a Snapshot Sniper is actually an in-the-zone sniper, right? So I shoot an alien and kill it, then I can shoot another one and another one, right? It chains. And every time you go to another target, the amount of crit chance you get and whatnot goes down. It's a way, that's something the devs put in to balance things out. But Executioner targets at or below 50%. Well, why would you be shooting at a target with an in-the-zone sniper unless you thought you were going to be able to kill it? So having the extra aim and crit makes sense because you're probably going to be using an in-the-zone sniper after you've rocketed a group of people or thrown a couple grenades or done some kind of area effect damage to bring their health down, right? So Executioner is the best choice on this line, in my opinion. Next, you would go with, let's see, Tactical Sense? No, I don't think so. Bring 'em on or Lock and Load. This one's a no-brainer, folks. For a Snapshot in the zone sniper, you're going to want Lock and Load, because you're basically going to be able to, you know, fire, lock and load, fire, you know, that's, you want to be able to keep your chain going, right? So this is probably the way you're going to want to go. And then obviously on the last promotion, you'll take in the zone. Okay, so that's a little 101 on how to build your snipers. That's not right, Mal. You're such and such and such and such. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Hit the comments with that if you want, and I'll be like, oh, that's very interesting. Okay, yeah, okay. And then this is the one area where I'll be like, yeah, I think I'll stick to the picks I've got, but thank you. Okay, so now it's based on a lot of painful experience, people. I'm not just shooting this stuff out here for the, you know, just reasons. I got some experience behind it. I do. Okay, last but not least, we have Robert Stafford, who, in addition to being, you know, a complete hero in every LP I have, Robert Stafford is actually my first subscriber. Yes, he was indeed 2 years ago when I started this channel. Well, by the way, I'm recording this in August of 2015, if people are curious. Yeah, Robert was the guy that said, hey, I'll subscribe. This guy's not completely sucky, and I appreciate that. So, what did Robert want to be? Well, he wanted to be a rock star when he grew up, but that didn't work out. So, and we are, based on these stats here, these are pretty solid all around, but I need another gunner. And Robert's going to be a LMG based gunner, right? Because he's only got 12 mobility. Rest of his stats are perfect for it. Actually, his aim is really high for a specialist gunner, so that'll be good. Okay, so that's, I think, all of the promotions. Let's take a look at the list here. Now, I have a bunch more coming, and as you can see, well, hold on. Go down. As you can see, they're getting close. So we're going to have another batch of promotions coming. And I'm going to hire some more recruits so that they can be training as well. And I'll be able to add even more of you to the team. But bear in mind, things, you know, I told you about the criteria at the beginning. I want to add everybody that's been asked, or that's asked to be added to the team. I want to honor all your requests. You know, I'll do the very best I can. I hope that you understand why I've promoted who I have at this point, and that there's no big brouhaha about it. I hope not. Anyway, let's take a look. Here's the upcoming events. Yeah, okay. And the facilities? Okay. Whew. Well, this video's been long enough, and I hope that you have enjoyed it, even though I've just been going over builds and the promotions. I hope it was interesting for you. If it was, please consider hitting that thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I am Mal, and I'll see you later.